Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're gonna be talking about Witchfire. Now, Witchfire is a game I have been following for quite some time now, ever since like the first trailer which came out, and over the course of like 1.5 years, there wasn't any updates regarding the game itself, and a lot of people thought that the game was actually cancelled. Now, I made a video 3 months ago where I said that the game is still in development, but they're just keeping quiet because it's a 9-man team, so of course they're making their biggest game yet, and I don't think they actually wanted to go out and share stuff until it wasn't actually ready. But still, it was understandable that people thought that the game was cancelled, but that's not the case because the astronauts, the actual developers of Witchfire, actually have a new update. Now, at the same time, if you don't know what this is, basically this is the upcoming game from the people who made the Bulletstorm, a Painkiller, and the Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Now, again, keep in mind that this is generally a smaller team, so of course, like it will take a long time until actually this comes out. So this is what they said last week. It's Wednesday, my witch hunters, so there is entire 4 seconds of Witchfire in glorious Twitter video quality. So they have new footage, and if I post like the new footage, I'll have a new build on top of it. If you don't see like new build on top of the video, that means I'm showing you older gameplay, because there is a lot of gameplay, but at the same time, like a lot of it is old and it's not really that updated. But nevertheless, the game actually has a release date, or well, the release window, which is not 100% certain yet. They said that in the 4th quarter of 2022, so basically October, November, December, there is a possibility that we are going to see this game in early access on Steam. Now, of course, when you say early access, it's like, ooh, is it actually going to be patched? Like, am I gonna pay money for something which is just basically going to stay there and that's about it? No, basically what they said is that they're fully aware that early access games, you know, people want patched games, people want games which run properly and don't have issues, and that's something they actually want to do before they go into the early access itself, which is something I definitely applaud, because from everything I've read here, I'm gonna talk about it, like the developers are fully aware of like what people want and what people don't want, and that brings me like it's a very positive thing, which I believe that this game might potentially be really good. So when it comes to the game itself, there is some explanations about it, like you will have your like a hideout where you will be able to upgrade weapons and upgrade everything else, but meanwhile everywhere else in the world it's going to be like filled with danger and monsters and enemies, etc, etc. This could mean that a majority of the world will have such like semi-open world or something like that, again depending on how they do it, because the gameplay itself, as you can see from here, is going to be very fast paced, and obviously you need like a proper level design for it to cover it all, because if the game is fast, you just need to create more and more environment, because if you don't, like, it's going to just be repetitive and people will get bored of it, which is, you know, kind of the biggest thing when it comes to these games. But nevertheless, like, the overall premise of the game is that they say it's going to be a roguelite, and the description says this: armed with strange weapons and forbidden pagan magic, hunt a powerful witch holding the key to your salvation. Witchfire is a dark fantasy roguelike shooter from the creators of Painkiller, Bulletstorm, and the Vanishing of Ethan Carter itself. Now, also, developers actually apologized for not posting any updates in these past couple of years, well, year and a half, because they were busy on it, and they promised that from now on they'll have more. So, as I said, when it comes to platforms, so far it's only PC. But at the same time, they said that they also want to have like other platforms included, because obviously that means bigger audience and potential to sell more. So there is a strong possibility that this game will come out for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Again, I don't know if it will come out for like the previous gen, if it's going to come out for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So far they haven't said, but the game itself is done in Unreal Engine 4 and it's going to stay in Unreal Engine 4. They won't be switching to Unreal Engine 5 yet, because they believe that Unreal Engine 5 is not really ready for production in early access, which it pretty much is. And Unreal Engine 4 is solid for them, so they will be keeping it to that. Now, of course, as I said again, when it comes to some of the changes of the game, before they said that basically like monsters will drop weapons with random perks. Luckily, that has been removed because a lot of people criticize them for it because they said it's just going to be like us hoarding things. Like every third monster is going to drop a new weapon with some random stats. You have to pick it up. You know how it goes, and it can become a mess. So they removed that, luckily, and you will have obviously weapons to choose from, and you will be able to upgrade those weapons. So it does seem that the premise of the game is going to be like there is going to be some level of repetitiveness because you will be going out from your hideout to basically go around the world and finish activities and fight monsters, which are probably going to drop stuff for you so you can later upgrade it. So it's probably going to be done in that sense. That's going to be the gameplay loop itself. Again, I don't have a problem with it for as long as that gameplay loop is interesting and it gives you actual like I wouldn't say rewards, like in some sense, because people like when they go through like a lot in the game, like they finish everything and they get a cool reward in the end. A lot of people like it, and that's good. For as long as it's interesting, I don't have a problem with that sort of thing being repetitive, like Hades, for example, where you will go through the same levels and again you will die but get stronger, but then move on like to more levels and so on. So Hades like is an example of a game which works and a game which is fun, even though generally it's repetitive in its nature. Also, when it comes to the difficulty, they also said that they won't have difficulty settings, so there is going to be one difficulty. And of course, I'm not going to say that, oh yeah, this is an, you know, Dark Souls-like game. No, but at the end, developer basically says that they have been influenced a lot with, you know, Dark Souls, but not in the sense you think. And this is what they said. Not sure how to answer that, but the design goes more towards Souls, in a meaning that pure skill is not the only way to be successful. Anyone who finished a Soulsborne game knows that skill is obviously the splashiest way, but cheese, like, you know, exploring different routes for a backstab and grind, like over leveling, are also an option. So yes, there are going to be different options you will be able to use, as they promise to keep the game interesting and to not just be like, oh yeah, get good, man. So that's good. That's very good. They also promised that the crosshair itself is going to be centered, which was one of the biggest things that people were saying, like, come on, man, just do it. And also it's going to be running in 21:9 resolution, so it's going to have widescreen, ultra widescreen support, because developers actually who are working on the game are also working and coding on those monitors, so they're a huge supporter of those. So if that was the question you wanted to ask, yes, that's going to be the case. I'm really glad they're actually removing a lot of RNG from the game, because, you know, RNG can be good in some areas, but, you know, having random numbers everywhere, you know, not every game can benefit from that. Not every game is going to be Borderlands or Division to benefit from that, and even those can be extremely annoying once you get a lot of weapons. Also, when it comes to DLSS and ray tracing, they said they're thinking about it, but that's not their main thing, because they will only implement those options if they think will actually benefit the game, and not just only for the marketing, the gimmick, which I also applaud when it comes to this game, because yeah, I mean, having ray tracing is cool. I think having DLSS is more important now than having ray tracing itself, but nevertheless, at least they're thinking about it, if anything. And that's pretty much it for this video. So Witchfire is alive and well. It's coming out. Now again, this is not a, you know, set in stone kind of a release date. Things can change, as they said, if, you know, things on the world field don't, you know, work out, because world is just going to hell. But nevertheless, they will, as they said, that they will be posting more updates from now on. So of course, if you want to stay updated with Witchfire, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I will be talking about it, and hopefully I will have a review key before the game comes out, and I will be able to give you my opinion on it, so you will know if you want to buy or not. But nevertheless, thank you so much for watching. If any questions, drop them down below. I will answer if I know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to also check us out on Twitter and Discord if you want to continue the discussion there with our amazing community. And also a huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out for 15th time, and stay classy, everyone. Bye bye.